Another day, another job. Today, working on a brake light switch. I don't know if you are going to see it, but you see this switch, this brake light of this side is working, and this one is dead. This other one is dead. So you want to diagnose and see what the problem is, but definitely that's a breakage in one of the lines. So I want to power up one of these bulbs, see if it's working or not. Then from there we will proceed. I don't know if you can see the bulb. So either you see how the bulb is loose. I found it loose here. Probably power is not reaching. So I want to diagnose this, see if you have a brake light, if power is getting to this bulb. So I want to jump it from the battery to this bulb to see if the bulb is working. Yeah, so let's do this brake light switch. It was an issue. So one of the bulb is out. So I want to show you how this thing works, the schematic diagram of how the brake switch works. So we have the fuse. This is the B plus coming from the battery. It goes then down there where we have the brake pedal. Usually have a switch. Now once you press the switch, the 12 volts from the battery comes, then it reaches this point, then now it's bypassed into 3 separate circuits. So these are parallel circuits. So we have this is the bulb for the right rear, then this is the bulb for the left rear, then this is for the center high mount bulb. You notice in cars there's usually a third light that is centered between the body, that once you press the brake pedal, that light also comes on. So we have 3 bulbs. So this case of ours, we have the left rear, this one. This bulb is not working. I'm not receiving light from this bulb. Even when we press the brakes, this light is not coming on. But this one is working, this one is working. So we want to diagnose why this bulb not coming on. So let's review. So we have 12 volts from the battery. This is a fuse. 12 volts comes, you press the brake pedal, the switch closes. Once the switch closes, you have 12 volts now goes, then it splits into 3 different circuits. You have the right rear bulb, the left rear bulb, and the center high mount for the brake lights. So in this case, I want to start diagnosing it. So definitely we know we are receiving power up to this point, because you are seeing the right rear is working, and the left and the center high mount bulb is also working. So we only have a problem in this left rear. So which means we have a problem from this point to this point where the circuit splits off. So either you have a bad bulb, you're not receiving 12 volts from here, or even the connection is just bad. So we have to diagnose it and see why you're not receiving 12 volts in this point. Then if you notice, they share a common ground, which is a constant ground number. So we are receiving 12 volts, which is also constant, and also have a constant ground. So once you press in the brake pedal, the light comes. In short, we have a full circuit. So once you press in the brake pedal, the light travels in this manner. It goes up to the area, then it finds a ground, which shares through all these bulbs. I think that is the basic operation of this circuit. So I want to diagnose it and see why this one is not working. Then we continue. So I want to go to the back, open the panels up, and have access to the bulbs. So I've managed to expose the bulb. This is the bulb. This is the rear left bulb. This bulb is a dual filament bulb. So it has 2 functions. One, it acts as a brake light bulb, and then the other filament is for the headlamp visibility when you're driving at night. So once you turn on the headlamps, this bulb also remains on with the headlamp too. So it has 2 functions. So it's a dual filament bulb. So I've managed to expose this bulb, and you can see this is an aftermarket bulb. It did not come with the car. The one that came with the car looks like this. You know, I'm going to, yes. So you see this one is stock. You see it has a connector and everything. So this one came with the car, but this one has been teed in. So this is an aftermarket bulb, and the guy working here did a really poor job. Look at the wiring he did. Basically, it was wrapped up with the black insulating tape. I've managed to isolate them, remove the tape, and now I'm removing the bulb. So I want to do my checks. So this You see it has three wires, so two for the two bulb of the filament, then it shares a constant ground for both of them, just the way I explained in the book. I'm going to review it again so that you can get an understanding of what is happening. So first thing, I want to check if I'm receiving 12 volt in this circuit. So it has two, so these are 1 2, and then probably this is the ground. The black one is the constant ground, this one is for the brake, and then this one is for the headlamp. So I want to check for my voltages to see if the circuit is receiving the head voltages or there's a break in the wire. Makanyaga. So the brake switch has been pressed down, but I'm not receiving any light. Same here. Then let's go to the center high mount. So you see this is the center high mount. This one that has looks like a strip there. I don't know if you're going to see it. That one is the center high mount. So I'm not receiving power from all of these brake lights. So my next step, I want to check the fuses. See if my fuse is working. So I've opened the fuse box already, and I don't know if you're going to hear the sound of the engine is too much, but as you can see, this is the fuse for the stop lamp. It's a 15 amp fuse, and I want to check if the fuse is working. So I'm going to go to the 15 amp fuse and check for the power. You see that one is lighting, and the other side is also lighting. This one is working. So this one is the fifth. This one is for the stop light. You see this fuse is out. Both sides are not working. So one side is lit and the other is not lit. So I want to change this fuse and see what I get. Okay. So what was happening was initially when you do the first test, only one bulb is lighting. But now I've tried to confirm these other bulbs, but I'm finding out the bulbs are out. The bulbs are out. We're not getting voltage to both of the bulbs. So that's why I'm coming. I came to the fuse to check the fuse to see if the fuse is bad. But initially only one side was working. The fuse was good. Then as I was doing the final check, both the bulbs were out now. So I had to confirm the fuses, found the fuse was bad, and then replace now the fuse. And now I'm seeing the bulb is back on. So I managed to change both fuses. I press it in, Leon. You see now we have our light back. So this side is still out. Probably I'm not receiving 12 volt from this side. So I want to check the 12 volt from this side. And then also our center high mount, I'm not sure it's going to work. You see our center high mount is also working. So this fuse is out. So this fuse is blown. It needs to be replaced, a 15 amp fuse. So I want to diagnose, the next step I want to diagnose where I'm not receiving power on this other end. Wacha. So I've back probed these two wires. I should be receiving 12 volts from here. Once the brake pedal is pressed down. So I have someone who's going to press down the pedal. Press it down. So once the brake pedal is pressed, now you see this other light is lighting, but this one is out. So we want to check 12 volts. I should be receiving 12 volts in my meter. This is my meter connected to the ground. Now I want to check for 12 volts in either of the two. So I want to check. It's pressed on. I'm not receiving any voltage in my ammeter. Then I go and I back probe the other one. I want to see if I'm going to receive the 12 volts. I'm also not receiving the 12 volts. So what that tells me, we are not receiving 12 volts from this side. So either there's a breakage in this wire. So we are going to back trace this wire and see where we are going to have a volt and see we are going to have a cut where the wires have been cut, or I can bypass the entire system, remove 12 volts from this side and bring it here directly through maybe jumping. I want to jump the wires, is going to be easier than to trace this wire back. Tracing the wire back means I have to remove all these tapes and look where you have a breakage in the system. It's going to be really hard. So the alternative, I want to jump this wire from this other end to this other end so that we have a consistent brake light. And probably I'm going to look for another bulb, because now I think the bulb is also out. I'm not receiving 12 volts from this end. So let me first sort out the 12 volts and ensure I have 12 volts on this end before I can replace the bulb. So I've removed the entire bulb which was here. This is aftermarket bulb. So you see this is an aftermarket, and it seems to be damaged. Let me remove the bulb. Then if you look inside, you see the technician was trying to do some shortcuts. He didn't want to purchase a new socket, so he tried to make some shortcuts and run a wire through that terminal, of which this is not a safer way of doing it, because you're not sure that the connection is there or not. So I discarded this one entirely out, and I bought a new connector with a new bulb. So these are the new parts I want to install. These are the new parts I want to install. But now I want to jump a wire from the other circuit to this circuit, since they are all brake lights, so they are going to be in parallel. That is what I want to do. I want to jump a wire from that end to this other end, then install my new brake light and see how it goes on. Yes, so I've continued with the bypass. So I want to show you how I've done it. So you see, these are the right rear. This one was functioning well, but the other side was not working well. So you are not receiving voltage from these wires. So I've jumped it, or rather I have bypassed this wire to this end. So this is the path I've followed. So you've seen these two wires, I've jumped them, then I've hidden them right under this board. It runs this way, then it drops, then it comes to this other bulb with a junction with this socket. I've replaced also the socket. So the problem was I was not receiving power in these two main, the brake bulb and the headlight. But the ground was okay. So what I've done, I've only jumped the brake bulb and the headlamp, but now the ground was okay. So I've only used the initial ground that was already available in this place. So I think this is a fix for it. So I want to start it up and see, pressing the brake light, pressing the lamp, and see how it works. So I've made a quick repair. I've bypassed some of the wires here, these two. So I want to confirm if they are working. I want to step in the vehicle, press the brake light switch, see if both of them works. If they work, that is a fix for today. We put it in the records. Mazda Demio 2 brake light switch out. My friend. So you see that one is working, the other one is working. So these are fixed for both of them. I have put on the headlight. The headlight too is working. This other side is also working. So this is a fix. Press in brake light. Brake light. So that is a fix. The center high mount, this one is working. This other side is working. Headlamp. Leave the brake, eh? Headlamp. So our headlamp is also working. This side our headlamp is also working.
Bolt it down, drive it out. That's what the garage is all about. No fancy talk, just iron and spark. See you on the next one. Hit the dark.